Hi, good morning. So we have got Lakshmi, Pavitra, Sridhar, Sudhakar, and Sundar. Okay, I guess Radhika is missing. I think she'll be joining slightly late. So let's start the session. By the way, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Hello, can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes, Venkat.
Yes, sir. Screening.
Hello,
Yes, sir. Your screen is seeing. Yes.
what about others?
Yes, I'm able to hear you, sir.
Sridhar, Sudhakar,
Yeah,
Sunil?
we are able to see.
Right. All right, so let's go. Okay, so I've got the access for the system. Now, so this is what we have discussed in the previous class. We have discussed about various organizational elements. We have now we are going to create them onto the system. So here, ideally, once we have all these workshops and then finalize what org unit needs to be maintained as company code, what org unit needs to be maintained as plant or purchasing organization. So once you are finalized the things, you will be using that information, the finalized information given by your customers and the process owners of the customer. You will be mapping them onto the system. So to start with, like I said, any configuration, whether it is configuration or SD configuration or FICO configuration, it should start with SPRO, what we call it as, within which you will have something called IMG, implementation guide. So transaction code for that is SPRO. Either you can go with SPRO and then click on SAP reference IMG. Ideally, in real-time projects, if you are working for a specific project, here you will have the project ID which will be created by your project manager or the basis team member. Right? So when you have been given a project number or a project ID, you will be selecting the project ID like this and then going with SAP reference IMG. Okay, because here we don't have any project IDs, you can simply go SAP reference IMG like this. Okay, either you can use this SAP, what you call this SPRO transaction, or from tools the same thing can be reached. You see here under tools there is something called ABAP workbench where all the ABAP related transaction codes will be available, and then one below that node you have something called customization where you can see your IMG screen SPRO. Okay, so here you go with SPRO, you will see the same SAP reference IMG. You click it here. So now our intention is to create an enterprise structure, an organization structure. You see this SPRO screen is highly organized in the sense, by simply looking at the descriptions, you can easily say whether you will be doing a certain implementation or a certain configuration activity in whichever module. Now my intention is to create an enterprise structure or organization structure which will be required by all the modules. So therefore it is individual. It is maintained as an individual. So now you go into enterprise structure here. You see here, this is what we call as enterprise structure. So once you are here, you have something called definition and assignment section. What do you mean by definition? For example, if you want to use something that needs to be available first, okay, let me put it this way. Simple terminology, a simple example. If you want to, for example, if you want to drive a car, the car needs to be there first, in the sense all those individual pieces, okay, all those individual spare parts or components of the car needs to be designed first, then you assemble them in a way which can be used, only then you will have the car which is ready for driving purpose. Similarly, if you want to use an enterprise structure or organization structure, all those components that we have discussed, okay, in the previous class. Let me open the enterprise structure also. Study material management, one curriculum, first manual, org structure, I guess this is the one. Hope I have started recording. Okay, so all those individual components that we have discussed in the previous class, like client, company code, purchase organization, plant, etc., etc. So all these individual elements, I'm talking about these individual elements, they needs to be designed or defined first. Only then you can create or you can make an establish a relationship. So therefore, in the definition section, you will have further notes, something like you see here financial accounting. Under financial accounting, you would see various elements like company, credit control area, company code, business area, functional area, so on and so forth. Similarly, in controlling a module, you will have couple more organizational elements like cost center, control area, operating concern, and then when you go into logistics general, you see this is highly organized. This is what I was referring to. Like I told you in the previous class, your enterprise structure is made up of 3 or 4 modules. What are they? Financial, material management, sales and distribution, and then what we call it as logistics execution or WM, warehouse management module. Apart from this, plant maintenance, again here you don't have the new organizational elements available in plant maintenance, because it's only the plant and storage location which is being used. Whereas in case of HR, human resource management, you have something called personal area. Okay, personal area, sub-personal area, and then employee groups. Of course, we don't deal with HR module here in this course, so therefore I am omitting this one. We don't use any plant maintenance, so I'm leaving this one. We don't deal with logistics execution, so therefore I will not be touching even the warehouse management organizational entities as well, but rather I will be dealing with material management, sales and distribution, logistics general, where your plant will be defined, and the financial and controlling module organizational elements. Okay, so now look at here under definition section. If you go into financial accounting, you would see certain organizational elements which are nothing but the top half of the organization structure that I am showing to you. You see client, credit control area, business area, company code, so on and so forth. All these things are part of your FICO module organization structure elements. So let's go with define company. You see here a company in SAP terminology is brand in the physical sense. Okay, so now what we have decided, we thought of setting up Nissan, right? So this Nissan group is called as company in SAP terminology. So I will be, now wherever you see this timer icon, this is called execute. So when you go with this, now you see here there are about how many? 259 entries available in the table. But in real time you will not have these many entries. When a fresh licensed server is given to you, you will have only one entry, that is called SAP pre-configured company, which is called as 0001. So except the one that is highlighted, no other entry will be available in your licensed server. These are all these. This is an IDES system, stands for International Demo Education System. Because this is maintained for for the educational purposes, you have got so many entries, but in real time only one entry will be there, that is 0001 or simply 1, right? So now next thing, SAP has got certain best practices or recommendations for its customers and implementation partners. The first and foremost recommendation is, wherever possible, you copy the standard SAP company code and create your own. Okay, let me repeat it once again. Wherever possible, you copy SAP pre-configured company entry and adopt it to your own requirement. How? Look at here. I said this is the only one which will be available in your live system, in your real-time environment. So look at this. You copy this particular 0001 or simply 1. Here in the application specific toolbar, you have various options. First one, change display icon. Second one, details. Third one, new entries. Fourth one, copy control or copy as. Deletion, undo, select all the entries, select a single block of entry, and unselect or deselect all the entries. So now what am I saying? As per SAP's best practices recommendation, you copy the standard company code, that is 0001. So it means you select this one and go with copy as. Now you see here, specify the target entry. It means this is getting copied. What is your target entry? Now you tell me which. Okay, are you okay with these notations that I have specified in the previous class? Can we go with this 333, or do you want to have a different ID? Pavitra and Lakshmi and everybody, are you guys okay with 333? I assume there is no 333 available. I mean the 333 numbers which we are trying to use have not been used by anybody in the system. Only then I can use the 333. Or if you want me to choose just simply Nissan, that I can choose that one also. Which one do you feel comfortable with you? Ideally, numericals will be used, but there is no hard and fast rule like you have to use numerics only. You can use alphanumerics or simply alphabets also. Can I go with 333, or you want me to change it?
333 is okay, sir.
Alright, okay. So here I'll be choosing 333. So the company name, I would say Nissan Group. Okay. Here you have to give the details, address details. Okay. Okay, so you give some address, street number, okay, 12, PO box, something like 567. Postal code in India is a 6-character length, so you give the proper postal code. City, I assume. Where is the head office located? In Mumbai or in Chennai? Pavitra?
Chennai.
Okay, Chennai. Country, okay, I would say India. IN stands for India. Or if you have any doubts, you see here this small icon against each of the field. This is called search help. You click on this so that it will give you list of eligible or available values for that particular field. Okay, so in this case, what is this? I am going for looking for country. So IN, India, something like this, and then language key, English. Once again, you see here, you select like this, and then currency. Which currency would you like to have? Because this is an Indian company, so let's go and have INR. So look for INR, or you go with Control F, that is fine. If you type INR, if it is available in the list, you will see that. Okay, now you hit INR, say hit enter. Okay, an entry is already existing with the same key 333, so I cannot use this. Okay, so which one do you want me to choose? but let me check it. Or can I go with 777, something like this? Yeah, the 77 is there. Or okay, let it be 777. So now you see 777 Nissan Group. You save it. Okay, I think in the previous class somebody questioned about transport request. Now you see here is a transport request because you have created one entry in the configurations. Okay, now you are trying to save it, therefore it is asking you, do you want me to save these changes? If yes, what is the transport request number? Okay, because you are doing it for the first time, you see here there is a small icon called create request. I request you go with it, go with create request. Here I would say Nissan changes. Okay, I'm giving a new short description as Nissan changes. Then I will go with save. Now you see what is the transport request, the default one, EC7K900042. Now if I go with Nissan changes and say OK, this number will not be there, but there will be a new number will come in place of that. Now you see this is the number, transport request number, under which I am going to save all my changes from this moment till I complete the course. Okay, so this is like your transport request number. This is like a big or a huge a suitcase, you call it as a box or something like that, where you keep all your belongings when you are moving from one place to another place. Similarly here, this is the transport request. It's like a box which contains all the changes of yours from now onwards, right? So I'll go with OK. Now you see initially there were 259 entries, now a new entry got added with 777, so therefore it became 260. Now you may have a question like, I have just created one entry, where can I go and see this change, where exactly it got saved, right? To see that, let me give you another transaction, this time transaction code SE10. I will go with create new session. Let me click it over here. Now there is a transaction code called SE10. Okay, once you go with this, you would see, so this is the user ID that I have created, I have requested to create it. So this is the user ID which I will be using it for the next 2 months. Okay, now I want my interest is to see what are my transport requests and which changes have been saved. You have to understand, transport requests are of two types. One is called customizing change. Second one is called workbench request. If you could recollect your thoughts during demo, I would have explained you customization versus configuration. So at that point of time, I said customization can be done by 2 means. One by configuration, 2 by total coding. Okay. Now look at here. Request types. Customizing request in the sense it's a configurational change. Whereas workbench request means ABAP changes. So now Lakshmi, with user ID Lakshmi, I have just created one configuration change. I wanted to see that. Okay. Then request will have two kinds of statuses, modifiable and released. Right now, I did not release any transport. So my request status is modifiable. In case if I wanted to change Nissan Group as Nissan Group of companies, I can go and change it. Why? Because I am yet to release my change. Right? So therefore, you see, I wanted to find out all the transports created by user Lakshmi, right? including development requests. You click on display after selecting those two, right? You see here, this is your transport request EC7K 900138. Okay, I'm sorry, this is workbench request. Right, now look at here. I'll just go back. If you remove this one and then go with display, you would see Nissan changes. Who has created new request? Did somebody created? Okay, so leave this. I did not create it, but it seems the person who has given us this user ID, it seems he has created something. Okay, I don't bother about this. I'll just go with, I've just created one request with the name, this one, Nissan changes. Now you see, this is my request. Okay, so what I can do is go with this. Now you see here, there is something called customizing request. What do you mean by customizing request? She would have created a change. What change? Customizing change. What is customizing change? Define company. Did you remember? We went with define company, isn't it? From here, define company. This is an IMG activity. You see display IMG. What is the activity? Define company. Yes, in the previous class I have shown you how to look at transaction codes here. Once again, look at here, additional information, display key, IMG activity. If you go with it, you will see the IMG activity as well. Okay, so this is your IMG activity. OX15 is the define company code. So under IMG activity, what have you performed? You maintained a view. Means what? The data that you have created, view maintenance. All the views will be identified with the starting character as V. And then T880 is actually the table name, right? So if you look at here, there is a meaning here. If you look at here, you see here, once again I'm going to define company. When you go with position, you click on position. What's your company code? 777. Now you see this 777 with the group, Nissan group, this has been saved in this table T880. When it is saved, look at here how it got saved. Right? The first three characters are from the client. Okay? Next 6 characters are given it for the company. That is what we call it as client in SAP terminology. Okay? So now if you go into this table T880 or V underscore T880, this is view maintenance, you should be able to see this one. So you can say now my entry, or rather all these entries are available in table T880. Okay, so I'll just go back. Nissan changes. Now the second one is credit control area. So look at here, credit control area, how to create it. One, simply look at here, client, and then I'm going to define credit control area. Then I will be defining something called company code, business area, so on and so forth. So now display IMG. Now you go with define credit control area. I'll just go with execute this icon. This time again there are about 50 entries here. So I will be going with 0001, the standard entry. One more thing, while you are making changes in the configurations, never ever make any changes to the standard entry. You see here somebody has changed in the description. Ideally you are not supposed to make any change for the existing entry. What you are supposed to do is you copy the standard one and create as another new customer related one, and then make modifications according to your wish on the copied one. So 0001, go with copy as once again. So here I will be giving my credit control area as once again 777. My currency is INR. Just hit enter. So here I would say credit control area for Nissan. Okay, assume that I have just created one. Okay, now this is also one more customizing request. So therefore if you look at your once again transport organizer, if you refresh this, how to refresh it? Just now you see Nissan, under Nissan changes, you would see two changes. One is define company, second one is define credit control area. Okay, so like that, whatever changes that you do, they keep on adding in the transport request. So now I have defined my credit control area. What next? Define company code. What is company code? This is your company code. So company code is most important one. People will ask you in the interview, what data do you maintain while defining company code? There are about 6-7 points to answer this question. Okay, so in the next say 5 minutes, once we while we are creating company code, we will answer those questions, right? So let's go with edit, copy, delete, check company code. I'll go with this one. Look at here, you have got two options. First one is copy, delete, check company code. Second one is edit company code. So what I will be doing, I will be going with copy, delete, check company code. I'll just go with it. Now, once again, you look at here in the application specific toolbar, I have an option called copy organizational object. I'll go and click it here. It will take some time because company code creation will update lot of tables. So therefore it has to identify what are the tables that it is required while creating company code, and also read the entry 0001, place a new entry which we are going to create. So for the entire thing, it's going to take couple of minutes.